I'm Tiki with Kingsbrook Animal Hospital, and this is my new puppy, Hubert, who's a 15-week-old boxer. And I thought I'd take a moment to just kind of talk to you about the basics of the medical side of things when it comes to having a new puppy. Because it's been a long time since I've had one, and it would have been really nice if somebody talked to me about that over 11 years ago. So anyway, the first thing I wanted to talk about were vaccines. We started Hubert's vaccine scheduled about 8 weeks of age, and we vaccinate every 4 weeks or so until they're about 16 weeks old. At Kingsbrook Animal Hospital, we do consider a couple of the vaccines core, and that includes distemper, leptospirosis, and rabies. And rabies is actually the only one that's required by law. Attached to those vaccine appointments with Hubert comes a doctor exam. And the importance to that is that we want to make sure that everything is functioning and growing appropriately on Hubert. And, you know, Hubert's a really good example of that because he actually has a heart murmur. And so I want to make sure that his doctor listens to that every single time to make sure that I don't need to take him to a cardiologist or something. So there's that. We also offer lifestyle vaccines, and what I mean by that are vaccines that he may need depending on you and your dog's lifestyle. So those would include Bordetella, which protects against kennel cough, which Hubert has, because right now I'm socializing him, I'm getting him out, I want him to meet people and other dogs, but I want to protect him at the same time. Another one is Lyme. Again, that's something that I elected for Hubert because we do a lot of hiking and camping, and I want to make sure that he's protected against that too. We also offer influenza, but it's not typically one that we recommend unless your boarding facility requires it. Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as shots go. The next thing I wanted to talk about was parasites, because parasites unfortunately are an ugly reality when it comes to having a dog or cat for that matter. And so one thing that I did initially with Hubert is I screened him for parasites by bringing in a stool sample, and he had parasite. He had roundworms, which is not entirely uncommon. And I have a little 2-year-old at home that loves this puppy very, very much, and I want to make sure that everybody is safe. So we dewormed Hubert with a liquid dewormer, which you should expect the same. Bringing your puppy in for the first time. But also I started him on Interceptor. Interceptor is a heartworm preventative, and it's really important. He's going to get a heartworm preventative. He's going to get that pill every month for his whole entire life. The added benefit to that heartworm preventative is that it also helps to control other intestinal parasites, including hookworms, roundworms, and whipworms. Okay. Other parasites that I'm going to need to protect Hubert against are ectoparasites, specifically fleas and ticks. We offer 2 different kinds of preventative here when it comes to that, and that's Frontline, which is a topical liquid, and NexGard. NexGard is a chewable tablet, and that's the one that I chose to use for Hubert because of my 2-year-old at home. So we give that to him every single month. Again, even in the colder seasons. Maryland has some really wonky weather, and I don't want fleas or ticks on my dog. So that's another thing. Moving forward, one thing that I was completely overwhelmed with was diet. I went to the pet store and I thought, okay, let's take notes. Let's look at all these different diets that I have to offer my my brand new puppy who's going to be growing. And there were so many. I mean, I was completely overwhelmed. But I will tell you that, Kingsbrook actually recommends 3 specific brands. The reason we recommend those brands is because there are feed trials to back up what goes into that food. And I want Hubert to have the best nutrition because I want him around for a really long time. So in regards to the brands, we specifically recommend Hill Science Diet, Purina, but specifically Purina 1 or Purina Pro Plan, and then Royal Canin. One additional thing that's really important for Hubert is that, because he's a boxer, he's a large breed. So I need to make sure that he's getting a food that is specifically designed for large breed puppies. So I chose the Science Diet large breed puppy food. because I know that that's got all the nutrients that he needs to grow big and strong and be healthy. So besides diet, there are other things that we have to do with our puppies, or that we should be doing with them. There is going to come a time where I need to clean Hubert's ears or clip his toenails and brush his teeth. And so right now we're working on desensitizing him to that kind of handling, because this is just general routine maintenance that we have to do with our dogs regularly to keep them healthy at home. So, you know, I'm playing with his ears on a regular basis. I'm sticking my fingers in there, and I'm giving him treat rewards for being good about it. I'm playing with his toes, squeezing his toenails, and working through all of that, and I'm working with his mouth too. And all the while keeping things very, very positive. So besides just routine maintenance things, there's one additional thing that, you know, Hubert needed to learn as a brand new puppy coming into our family, and that was how to communicate with us. You know, we needed to learn how to communicate with him too, so that everybody was happy. And so just like I went to school, Hubert has to go to school too. And you know, one thing that's really, really important, and it's actually recommended by Kingsbrook Animal Hospital, is positive reinforcement trainers. Super, super important for these guys. They learn best that way. And so Hubert has been enrolled in school. He's going to Puppy Charm School with Smart Dog University. We recommend Lori Luck when it comes to dog training. She's awesome. And Hubert's doing really, really well with that, you know, because these guys don't come pre-programmed. We have to learn how to communicate with each other, you know, so that we can live happily ever after, right? So, yeah, of course there are other things that come down the road, like spaying or neutering and microchipping and those kinds of things, but I thought I'd just take a moment to talk about the basics. I hope it helped. Thanks so much for watching.